Welcome back to another episode of Bruin Banter. This past weekend, your Bruins went to Nebraska competing at the Masters Classic, and we scored a 197.5 even. But before we get to the meet recap, let's introduce our guest for the day. This is Anna Glenn.
Hey guys.
Not Grace Glenn. Anna Glenn.
The other one.
Welcome on the show, Anna.
Thanks, I'm so happy to be here.
Before we get to know you, let's roll the tape.
Oh, that was my line. Your Bruins started off on the balance beam, and we scored 3 back-to-back 9-9s, and Pang finishing off with a 9.95.
Then the Bruins were off to floor. And shout out to Nia for fighting for every 10th because her foot was so close.
Like, I'm telling you, if she put her heel down, it would have been out of bounds, but I was right there, and she stayed on that toe. 10 toes down, people.
And we came out with 2 floor champions, Felicia Hano and Caitlin Ohashi.
Then your Bruins went to vault, and Anna Glenn out here scored the highest score in the vaulting event with a 9.875.
And she went first.
That's a big statement.
Lastly, your Bruins ended up on bars, and everyone has been working on their handstands. A lot of people's handstands were better. Kyla Ross ended the rotation with a 9.95, winning that event. Anna!
Hello.
So you've been in vault lineup for a little bit now, right?
Yeah, I have.
So how did you feel on that vault? That vault was beautiful.
Yeah,
The best I've ever seen.
it was a lot of fun for sure. I think my mentality was a little bit different than it has been in the past. I was just more thinking about like the entry and not worrying about the landing at all, which really helped because the landing actually ended up being better than it ever has been. So I was really just trying to go out there and have fun and enjoy myself.
So as soon as you landed, oh my gosh, your face lit up, my face lit up.
Everybody's face lit up.
It was the cutest smile. Did you know that you did such an amazing vault?
Yeah, immediately when I was like about to land, I knew it. I was like, this is it. And then I just stuck it and I was like, I got it.
Oh my gosh, it was so cute, guys.
She's such a cutie, if you haven't noticed.
She's the cutest crier. Like, I feel so bad when she cries.
Biggest puppy dog eyes, and they were like glistening.
And her lips quiver. It's like, it's so cute. I get
I wish I was a cute crier because I'm an ugly crier. Yeah. And, you know, I aspire to cry like her, if you know.
Crying goals. Hashtag crying goals.
So guys, if you didn't know, it's Chinese New Year, and these two, plus the twin, gave the whole team these little pouches with little snacks in them and everything. Just Chinese New Year, Year of the Dog, right?
Year of the dog.
Super cool. But I just want you to talk a little bit about ACA and like what you guys do, because I think it's so cool of how just so, I don't know, it's so cultured.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what ACA is.
Yeah, so I'm part of a group called ACA, which is the Association of Chinese Americans. So it's this really big club on campus. I joined this fall, and I've gotten really involved with it. And it's basically just a social club where you can just like come together with a bunch of Chinese Americans and celebrate your culture and embrace it.
That's one of the things I love about this team is that we're so diverse and we come from many different backgrounds and we bring it into the gym and just...
Her and her sister are part of this ACA group, and they brought their friends in, and they were hilarious.
I was gonna bring, yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh,
funny.
you
They were
should
so
talk
in
about
it.
talk about how supportive your friends are, because she has one of the most supportive friend group ever.
Some friends of mine that are in the ACA group, they came to the meets and they've been coming to the inter squads and they've been so loud. So shout out to you guys. I love you. But yeah, they've been like cheering for everyone, which I loved. And then Val like to bring them in a little bit and she's like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, they were on the floor and everything.
Yeah.
We talked about this with Grace. You guys had twinning injuries, but yours, I feel like your journey was a little different because didn't you have another shoulder surgery?
Yeah.
And it was just different. You had like a different journey with Grace.
Right. The year before I came in, I actually tore my labrum the first time. So then I had to sit out my senior year. And I was just rehabbing during the summer and everything. And then we came in and I was like getting up there. I was climbing the ladder. And when we were at Woodward, the second day, I ended up tearing my labrum again on a double python floor. So, and I was like, man. Not again.
And then like 2 months later, Grace did the same thing, which was crazy.
Right.
But
You guys had a way different experience. Okay, I visited Anna's hotel room post-surgery, and she literally looked like
a zombie. You were just out of it.
I was dying.
She was dying. And so I brought her a stuffed animal, and she's like, like, you were just, Grace's experience was way, like,
Grace was fine.
opposite. She was fine.
Because like, what was it, a couple days after surgery, she went to class. And
And
I
was
was in
bedridden.
bed for a week.
Yeah, I was like, weren't you were down for a week, I
For a
think.
week, yeah. I couldn't move. I was so miserable.
What's the biggest thing you think between your sister and you?
I mean, our personalities are very different, that's for sure. So I think we're more drawn to like different people. We have a lot of the same friends, but like outside of those, like I'm more drawn to certain other people than she is. So like it depends on the people we hang out with, and I think that kind of defines our personality a little bit. But like other than that, there's not much difference, to be honest.
I remember when they came in, I thought they would be like they are like this, but I thought like their personalities would be similar.
More similar?
Oh, yeah.
But they're not at all.
Yeah, they're not. They're two different people.
Yeah.
But you guys do look a lot alike. I mean, come on. She could be Grace. But even there was an article, used your picture for Grace's article. So, you know, everyone's confused. So you have to tell us a little secret about how to tell you guys apart, because Bruin fans,
It's hard.
it's hard. Life's hard.
It's rough, yeah. I get this question a lot. But I feel like there's subtle differences, but they're very hard to like pin out.
You have two little freckles
I
here.
have freckles on my nose somewhere.
See, right here. It's cute.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't see them every day, because I would see them like once a summer, and I didn't know how to tell them apart until they came to school. But like,
When you put them side by side, you can.
and his eyes are wider. That's how, you know what I mean? I feel like that's like the biggest thing for me. And like, yeah, their hair, they put up their hair different.
Yeah, Grace has longer hair. Before she had blue hair, but that's gone.
That was way easier.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't really know other than the subtle differences
I think.
in personality.
Well, I mean, Grace is taller.
Grace is like slightly taller.
Slightly taller.
Just slightly.
I think it's harder to tell them apart when they're doing gymnastics.
They basically have the same bar routine.
You would need them to tell
Yeah, we do have the same bar
You
routine.
guys do have the same bar routine.
Yeah, we do.
I think they should have the same dance. I think it'd be hilarious.
We had, oh my God, in level 7, we had the same floor routine. But then we were like, okay, let's
opposite.
not make us the same exact person.
All right, guys. So because we did questions a little late, we're gonna do Twitter questions and Peng Peng Lee's live Instagram questions.
So this one is from Emily H. I was watching the Nasty Lucan Cup this past Friday and remembered watching you compete there just a few years ago. Now that you're in college, what advice would you give those young gymnasts? By the way, so happy you're competing hard.
That's so sweet. So I loved competing at the Nazi League. That was like the biggest event I had ever competed at in club. But I think the one thing that I would say is to have fun, because I was so uptight. I was so scared and nervous. But it's an opportunity that you don't want to miss, and you want to have as much fun as you can in the moment. So I'd say just have fun and don't take it for granted and enjoy it.
My question from my Insta Live from Eli_Garcia_2. Who's your biggest influence?
Wow, that's hard. I have a lot of influential people in my life, but I'd say the one person that influences me the most is my sister. Because we do so much together, and I mean, we're like this. We're so close, and we just like pin off of each other all the time, and we give each other advice. We talk about everything. We have little snuggle sessions. It's so cute. So I'd say, yeah, just the fact that we do so much together is, we can't not influence each other, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so cute. Jay, you want to be my twin?
I already have Nia, so I think I'm good.
Oh, Anna, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thanks for having me.
So your Bruins actually have 2 meets technically this upcoming week. So we're first gonna head to Stanford on March 11th at 1 p.m.
And then your Bruins will be heading back to campus in Poly Pavilion. That'll be March 13th at 7 p.m. And this is your senior meet, guys. Come support your seniors. It'll be against San Jose. It'll be great competition. So hopefully we see you there. You can see us, our ugly cries, her cute cry.
Yeah, I'll be crying too. It's okay.
But hopefully we'll see you in Poly. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on Bruin Banter.